So we're talking today about self-deprecating senses of humor, and I know you have them. You take the piss out of yourself. Do you find yourself where did that habit form? Do you find you do that quite a bit?
I started doing it in high school, and I was a little weirdo. My stepdad was this crazy psychotic hippie, and when you live in dysfunctional families, they're always pulling you out of school. Like my mom was a school teacher, so she's like, "Let's homeschool you," and our stepdad would say stuff like, "I don't want you to become part of the government machine." Like I remember I wanted to be in Girl Scouts, and he goes, "They're teaching you to be soldiers," and I was like, "No, I just want to make brownies and sew things."
Was he like a conspiracy theorist type guy?
Yeah, he was like a David Koresh type. But so anyway, we were the great unwashed, me and all my sisters, and we're weird clothes, and we're just odd because kids need to go to school because they need to get acclimated. Like me, I remember once I got an A. I was very excited, and my stepdad goes, "That doesn't say anything about you. It just says stuff about about the teacher. It says more about the teacher than you. It means nothing." And my mom, she wanted me to go to college. She was a debutante, and she's like, "Oh, good, Jennifer, good." But she waited till my stepdad was out of the room to say, "That's very good. You got an A. That's good." I don't even know how I got an A because I usually spent about maybe 2/3 or half of the school year actually in school, because we would get pulled out of school for months at a time. So I was always very eager to find my place in the world, aside from being, remember the Breakfast Club, the Ali Sheedy character?
Yeah.
I auditioned for that part, but that was kind of me. I was just weird and strange. So we moved every year. And every year I was like, I want to be like the other kids. But I kind of couldn't, because didn't have any money, and we were weird and strange and didn't have TV.
Yeah.
But I would go, we had a little tiny budget. On the very first day of school, I would look around and I could instantly tell who the popular kids were. Yeah. And I'd say, "The popular kids are wearing bell bottoms and earth shoes." And I would run to the store and I'd buy my bell bottoms and my earth shoes with my money that I had for the whole school year. And I'd show up the next day like, "I'm one of you." Hey.
Yeah.
But I really didn't have any friends. And then when I got to be in 11th grade, I found my place in the world. We moved to another school. And I looked around and I said, "This crowd doesn't have," they call them space cadets, "doesn't have an airhead." So I started doing this dumb blonde, like kind of Paris Hilton's A Simple Life. Like, what's a washing machine? And everyone would laugh. They'd be like, "Jennifer, you're such an airhead." So I sort of started doing that when I came to Hollywood. This is how old I am. I started going on Johnny Carson, and I was doing that kind of Marilyn.
I remember.
Thing. And I would set him up, and I would set up the joke, and then he'd like tie it in a bow and make a perfect joke out of it and hand it back to me. And so that's kind of where I think when I started, that was sort of my act. Like I played sort of a dumb bimbo, but I'm actually incredibly brilliant. But you don't want anyone to know
like
that.
when Goldie Hawn did it on Laugh-In, you have to be smart to do that. Yes. You have to be smart to know the timing of it, to know the setup. To know when. I mean, you have to have an awareness of that and an intelligence in order to play that kind of character.
And really intelligent people, like my fan base is like the smartest. And, like I said, I have like a huge gay following. And I'd say like, okay. But I'd say that people, the ones that understood that I wasn't actually like a dumb bimbo, were the people that sort of got the comedy of it, like comedians and, people that sort of saw beyond the facade. But it's the same thing that you were saying, Matthew. I always wanted to point out what was wrong with me before other people did. And that was another thing I learned in high school. Like, you can't make fun of me. I made fun of myself first. And I've realized now at my advanced old age of the age that I am, I realized that I'd done myself a disservice all my life.